Today, we're diving into an important conversation on grant funding disparities across New York State. I'm joined by Pamela Ayers, Executive Vice President of Strategic Initiatives at Empreinte Consulting, who has an extensive background in the New York grant funding landscape.
New York State was the biggest, second biggest rather, funder in the country among grant funders, California being number one. The disparities between what we call in New York State, downstate, and rest of state are a thing of frequent conversation, and not just in the nonprofit world, but across the board. And a lot of that is for good reason, right? The population concentration in New York City warrants that they would have more funding there. But the data, combined with my experience, made me want to dig in more because it seemed like more inequitable than it should be given the population differences as I looked at per capita numbers. Rural communities often have small or part-time or even volunteer staff with limited capacity to research and write good proposals and manage the complex reporting requirements. They also have challenges with matching funds. So as you know, a lot of grants require a local match, and even if they don't require it, like with private funders and foundations, we at least know that having other sources identified make for a stronger proposal. Generally, the cost of living in rural communities is better than that of New York City, right? So for nonprofits, this translates into more affordable operational costs, which can allow them to allocate more of their budget to program and services. I love how rural communities have a different level of trust, encourage more volunteerism among their community members, and really have longer term engagement. So when you think about donor relations, there's a lot of promise there with those that do have the means to give. Over the past few years, the philanthropic landscape has seen a big shift, obviously, toward prioritizing equity and grant making. And that's both on the public and the private sides. And the other two really promising trends that I talk about in my article are place-based grant making and participatory grant making. Place-based is focused on supporting the sort of holistic needs of an area or specific community, and participatory, which is my favorite, really transfers decision-making power to the community being funded. So it invites real participation from residents in the process, including making final funding decisions.
For viewers, if you'd like to dig deeper into this topic, you can access the full report on Instrumental's website, where we've provided a comprehensive overview of New York's grant funding landscape. You can also find a link to Pamela's article there to go deeper.